Hello, Gerrie. So we were working all day today, giving sittings to people, and it's always a special experience to translate them for you. But can you explain for people who never ever went to such a thing like a private sitting, what can they learn and what is the benefit of it?
Yes, there have been quite a few people today who've never had a sitting before. So it's been the first time and they've been nervous, they've been excited, which is normal and human. But I usually explain before the sitting exactly what happens to reassure them. Nothing supernatural happens in a private sitting. It is a completely spontaneous situation. In other words, the medium does not know what's going to happen. The medium doesn't know what they're going to be talking about. Neither does the recipient, so they are both in the same situation. They have to wait and see what happens. But there are possibilities, two possibilities, and the first possibility is that the medium, who is the messenger, using her intuition, can often speak about the sitter, their life in the physical world, perhaps rather important things that are taking place in the life. So that could include home, family, work, relationships, money, all the things that happen to us in real life situations. So it's perfectly possible that we may be discussing things which are happening in your own life at the present time, or maybe previously, or sometimes what's coming. So information is given in this way about you personally and all the things that are important to you. And the second possibility is that you may have family members, you may have friends, maybe neighbours, acquaintances, colleagues, people you knew at some point in your life, or maybe you're too young to remember them, or you may have had domestic pets like cats, dogs, birds, horses, who also remember us when they go to the next life. And these beings love to have contact with us yet again, and they love to communicate with us. And normally they are successful in doing so because they come and they're identified because of details which are given about them, how they looked, for example, how they passed away sometimes, what their habits were and their character. And they come not just because they love to communicate, they always come for a reason. And usually the message that they have for you is important because they are following your life, they are watching you and wishing the best for you, of course, wanting you to succeed in what you're doing. And so the information that they give is sometimes very important. So this is the second possibility, that the spirit people will choose and decide to speak using the medium as the messenger so that it can get the message to you. So they are the possibilities, but other things happen in sittings as well. And the information which comes can sometimes be very beneficial to you because it can help you to feel stronger in your life. It can perhaps help you sometimes to make important decisions and to do things in a different way, maybe, to change habits of a lifetime sometimes. And also, it can bring healing. And this is very important to me, that the information that is given brings some sort of healing, whether it's an emotional healing because of loss and grief. When we've lost someone, we don't forget them, of course not, because we still love them. And very often, just a simple communication from someone you love who's now in spirit, or a dog or a cat, can bring healing to you and help you to live your life in a constructive way. The sadness will always be there after grief and loss, of course, but it will help you to reform your life perhaps and to make the best of it And what's important here is that you should find your place in life and that you should find some sort of productive use for the life that you've been given. And so I always hope that people are going to receive the kind of information which is going to help them, which they will benefit from, which will change their lives in some small or very large way. But I can't judge whether that will happen. People are very kind to me and sometimes come back and tell me that the sitting has changed them for the better and that it's changed and transformed their life. And I usually say, well, I didn't do that. You did it because you listened to the words. And so it's the message which is important that I'm trying to give. And before I start giving the sitting, I always make a point of asking for information which is needful, information which is really required, nothing frivolous, nothing trivial. I'm asking for important information which you can take, which you can use in your everyday life.
Thank you very much. So that was about the private sittings. And soon there will be another video which will explain what is a demonstration and also what can we learn from a workshop. Thank you very much.